everyone, and welcome back to Piano Secrets. In this video I'm going to be teaching you how to practice Chopin's Etude Opus 25 number 12 in C minor. C minor scale is like this, and you can see that we have an E flat and an A flat. So if we find the first chord, you have that the first chord will be C minor. That's the first chord, and that's what he's going to take to start the song with. So he will take the C and put it on the bass, and the G also in there. Also on the right hand he will put the E flat here, put the G and the E. That means it's just an inversion of that chord. And I could say that this etude is based on harmony, because all we play is chords and the melody is on the bass many times. So what we're gonna do is analyze a little bit what's the difficulty here that we encounter. So what we do is, when we have this sequence, what you have to think is from E flat to E flat. We'll solve that by rotating from here to here, and that's all we do. Now this has to be free. Keep holding it. We could rotate back, put the thumb here, and do the same thing. So the etude is based on that, basically. It's not a jump like this. It will be here, rotating back, bringing back the thumb, bringing back the hand, and that's what we have. So that's the first difficulty you should do, and you could break this up until you get this down. Don't add the other notes. So that means it could be practiced with rhythms, or the opposite, or all the way up. Okay? Now, to make things easier, it's a little bit hard to balance sometimes because of the distance that we have to move this thumb all the way here. So this distance makes it a little hard to do this. But very nicely he put the second finger in it, which it has to be very firm in order to play the rest of it. And I could say that this second finger is an A to play everything else. So we have this as the. Now if you practice this by itself without the G, then when you put the G it's much easier. So we only have this movement, centers the hand very firmly, and then here we do the thing. It's important that you do those movements right, because that's going to make it so much easier. So two things: the rotation from here to here and back each time. Make sure you don't tense up, that you use this movement, and then the second finger to make the hand more firm. And that's it. Now if you say, well, but we move from there and we go here, we go to what we call a D minor flat 5. This is the second chord with a C. So when you hear this, again C, we have the F and the D, A flat, D, A flat, D. We have this. Now when you have the third finger, now you use the third finger as the firm foundation to be able to rotate here. You already practiced the D this way, and rotating right. Notice that I don't let go of the note until the small finger gets there. Then when I add the third finger, that centers the hand, and it makes it way easier. And it's the same for the left hand. So we have a rotation to the thumb, back, each time. Now when you get here, rotate back here. When you add the third finger, that's the center of the hand, don't forget. If that third finger, or sometimes the second finger, is clumsy, then the whole etude will fall apart. So in order to get that, you have to make sure that it's center on the second, the third, sometimes even the fourth he puts it there. But other than that, the movement is always this. Okay? Now let's analyze a little. So it starts on C minor, goes to a D minor flat 5, F minor, same technique. Back to E flat and C minor. It's important that we bring the melody. Let's discuss a little bit of that. I notice many students get tense when you play this because they're playing too firm. Even some professionals think they play too loud this. Think about it. If your hand drops here, he put an accent on this when it starts. But really, if you just drop the hand, it comes by itself. He put forte, no fortissimo. So you could just start it here and you'll notice on the change your rotation here up, it creates an accent by itself. So you don't have to hammer like this. You don't have to hammer. You do not have to do that because it does it by itself. So here and then light everything. When you get here, it does it by itself. You don't have to do anything pretty much because this rotation here creates an accent. Then you have this. This coming back here creates an accent. Okay? Also, your body is going to move. If you look at the intro on this video, my body is always moving towards whatever the passage is. So if I start here, I go in the middle, move towards it. When I get to the top, move, I'm here already. And then I go back. That's for the melody. So he does. Repeat the same thing, and sometimes it goes to here. Okay? And this is the same, it's the same rotation if you think on the melody. See how you rotate? The only thing he's doing is adding the E flat to make things even easier. And it has a C, it goes to a G, C7, F major, and F minor, and it goes back. Now, I'll say, some people say, how do you get every note and not get like, sometimes it's easy to just, some of the notes don't sound quite right or don't sound, or you skip some of them. Well, you could practice every 4 beats with the metronome, and you could do an accent every 4 notes. So we say, etc. And you could see that I keep everything loose. The first one comes by itself, loose, loose, loose. Move towards it, accent. It comes by itself, everything. If you're getting tense, that means you're pressing each note too much. You have to think that it's just the flow like that. One more thing is it's important sometimes is to articulate each finger. Okay? Other than that, that's the technique he's using. He's doing the rotation like we discussed. And then puts a center finger to center hand. He always said that the third finger, the second, and many times the fourth, just like in this etude, those are the center of the hand. And these two fingers, they come out by itself. So that means I don't move anything here. But this one has to be firm, and I don't move much here either. Okay, so after this, he's gonna modulate a little bit. He's going to C, A flat, or D flat, G7, and he gets to a C major. So in this harmonic pattern, he went from D minor chord. Now he's going to a C major. Is this. from that C major he goes to D flat major. If you group the notes, you'll see it. That's the G chord. So now he's using C major already, scale. That's important that you sing and do it naturally. So then he changes now again to an A flat and repeats the same melody and pretty much the same thing in this key. Just naturally always. When he changes the key, I like two things. A long time ago I used to play light here, and I used to like, because it's a major key, A flat. But it's true that you could do, and it's still piano here. It's totally up to you what to do there. For the most part, the etude continues in this manner all the way to the end, and it has the end. It has the left hand has to stretch it. So use the pivot as the second finger. Two considerations. Remember, the most important thing I mentioned is to practice like this, from E flat to E flat, to rotate. Don't let go of the note till you get there, so you don't have that bump when you play. And then that the second finger makes it easier to play because you have a center the hand now. It could be practiced with rhythms also. The opposite, or every 4 notes. All together. I hope this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed, subscribe. Thank you very much.